"Hey Spill, please look into this company. They're trying to normalize PDFs. They need to be investigated." And attached to that message was a link to a petition with over 30,000 signatures calling for the company Frida Baby to be held accountable for what critics say is the sexualization of babies in their marketing. And once we saw it, we started digging. It's a case that's been described as vile and horrific, and the brand behind baby and toddler products, Frida Baby, has come under fire, being accused of crossing boundaries on purpose.
What you are saying about Frida Baby is 100% real.
Kids should be protected, period.
Frida Baby eventually responded, but it only made things worse, and their products are only the beginning. We and the rest of the internet have scoured through Frida's digital footprint, and trust us when we say it gets a whole lot worse.
I just went down the Frida Baby rabbit hole, and as a mom creator, I just feel like I need to come on here and let y'all know that I will never ever purchase another product from them again.
And this controversy is exploding at a moment when people are already questioning how often children's boundaries are being crossed. With the release of certain files, people are starting to look at brands very differently.
I am so tired of everyone being so weird. It's exhausting. Everywhere you turn, there's another predator.
Suddenly, the Frida situation hits a lot harder. Let's begin with the social media posts that started it all. On February 12th, a post went viral on X with nearly 5 million views, calling Frida Baby appalling and disgusting for using jokes to market baby products. Attached were images of the Frida Baby thermometer with text on the side of the packaging that read, "How about a quickie?" Sure, it could be about the quick temperature reading. However, their TikTok post would prove their quotes weren't so innocent, showing the thermometer next to an illustration of a baby's bottom and a description that read, "This is the closest your husband's gonna get to a threesome." Frida was likely referring to rectal temp, which is still used today because it gives the most accurate reading, something that's very important for young infants under 3 months as fever threshold can trigger same-day medical emergencies. But was this any grounds for making threesome jokes involving an infant?
We make baby products. Let's make the ads. Frida, you missed the mark with this ad campaign. Disgusting.
The viral post also included 2 other products with questionable marketing. The 3-in-1 humidifier, diffuser, and nightlight with text on the package that read, "I get turned on easily," and the nasal aspirator with packaging text that read, "I'm a power sucker." With such unconventional marketing on baby products, many people thought this was rage bait or fake news. But after several others found the products in store, it became clear that this was no joke.
I thought, surely not. Like, no way. How about a quickie? I didn't think it was real.
So I guess the internet was right. Like, why does this need to be on baby stuff?
And that post about the threesome? While this post is nowhere to be found on their Facebook, a quick Google search of the keywords reveals the video was posted back in November 2020, and clicking on the link brings you to a now deleted Facebook page. In other words, this was a real post Frida made and covered up. From there, the news spread like wildfire on social media, and both parents and internet sleuths began digging for more evidence of Frida's disturbing marketing. You see, Frida's old packaging didn't always have these types of quotes and illustrations on them. TikToker and mother, Reese, showed proof dating back to 2015, just 1 year after Frida started their company.
Don't ask why I found this in my bathroom drawer, but I'm gonna go clean that out today. See, the fuss stops here. See, nothing sexual. What's the fuss? And this is the bottom. It just talks about Sweden. And then here's the back of the packaging.
Somewhere along the way, Frida's team made the switch to include adult humor on their products' packaging and in their social media posts. Here's every questionable item that was still on shelves or recently bought. A gas passer that had an illustration of a baby's legs in the air and text that read, "Tap that gas." A 3-in-1 picker with text on the back that read, "Proud Gold Digger." A vapor rub had text on the back of the product that read, "Here's the rub down." But the physical packaging barely scratches the surface of their disturbing humor. Frida's social media was another issue, one so bad that they have deleted all of the posts we're about to show you. Just take a look at this Instagram post for their electric version of the nose picker, where they spoke directly to moms, claiming it gives mama more pleasure than any other battery-powered device. To clarify, this nose picker is meant to be used on babies and children. They talk about the same product in an X post 8 years ago, but this time explicitly mentioning mom's vibrator toy. Or take a look at this TikTok post for their 3-in-1 humidifier, diffuser, and nightlight, which had several innuendos about a man's package and function. Again, on a baby product. Size matters. We've got that big mist energy. We've been making it rain in nurseries for like ever. Cough cough, our OG humidifier. There's more. Take a look at this Instagram post for the gas passer, which showed a photo of a soiled diaper paired with a description that read, "Tap that /gas. Slide into our DMs with success photos. Blur not necessary." Yes, they were asking for more photos like these. Think that's stepping over the line? This Instagram post for their snot sucker is even worse. It showed a baby with white snot stretched across their face, which would have been innocent on its own. But when paired with their caption, "What happened when you pull out too early?" people believed the snot was supposed to imitate an adult's bodily fluids, deeply inappropriate when a baby is involved. Frida also had another post with the text, "Pull-out game, noun. Parents who may or may not pull their weight in snot-sucking duties. There's one in every fam." And remember Frida's post about a threesome earlier? Turns out that's another running joke. In a different post, they gave a definition for threesome, which reads, "when your toddler invades the bed." If that wasn't disturbing enough, Frida's X account also pushed boundaries in response to Netflix's question, "What's something you can say during intimacy but also when you manage a brand Twitter account?" Frida wrote, "Put the red tip in your mouth and suck." For context, the product does have a red tip that goes into the adult's mouth, while the other end still goes into the infant's nose. But now, with this post in mind, their marketing suddenly feels wrong because it invites adults to read meaning into a product they use on a baby. Frida's Facebook page also contained unusual imagery, like this photo showing a mom, likely on the toilet, and a child squeezed between her legs, paired with the caption, "Yes, sweetie, sometimes I wish I could put you back up in there too." Now here's something our team noticed while scrolling through Frida's TikTok, a large volume of rectal insertion videos on a realistic doll. We counted at least 28 videos involving their gas passer and thermometer. And what stood out wasn't that they showed how to use the products. Education is normal. It was the format. Repetitive, close-up, attention-grabbing shots that feel designed for engagement more than for an instructional video for parents. We get that Frida has to show where the device goes, but given how realistic the doll is, there are better ways. For example, a side view with a verbal explanation can be just as educational without turning the most private area into a TikTok spectacle. In fact, Frida already has a better way to educate their audience. We noticed their YouTube demos get the same information across in a less sensational way, using non-detailed animated graphics.
Lubricate the Wendy so it's, well, comfortable. Lift your baby's legs toward their head and carefully insert the Wendy. Within a couple of seconds, the magic of the Wendy will blow you away.
But on TikTok, the highest viewed videos weren't the calm demos. Just take a look at their top 3 videos, all involving the gas passer. This one shows an extreme close-up with the device inserted in the doll with nearly 23 million views. The next one shows a close-up of the doll's legs lifted with the device inserted, titled Mustard, then the actual video showing the doll ejecting mustard, with nearly 7 million views. And the third one shows the gas passer being inserted again, but this time titled with something controversial. Never thought I'd be sticking this up my baby's butt. This one reached over 2 million views. They even jumped on the take the edge off TikTok trend, where people jokingly share harmless ways they de-stress instead of smoking. But Frida used the trend to stage a gas passer demo on a baby doll. The thumbnail? Once again, a close-up shot, which for many who don't know it's a baby product will just see inappropriate content. Here's another strange thing. The demos gradually shift to using food and objects instead of the doll. So, if nothing about the earlier approach was wrong, why change it? Well, it turns out many viewers have voiced their concern with the environment Frida's TikToks create. You have PDFs writing cuteness overload, WTF, all because you want to sell your products. I bet this commercial wouldn't be allowed on TV. And these sort of comments can be found under some videos of the gas passer, comments that are too disturbing to read. With the backlash going viral, people began advocating for the youth.
What the f? I am disgusted. Disgusted.
Why are we using a rectal thermometer for babies? Before anyone says I'm overreacting, when it comes to kids, things should be innocent and appropriate.
Yes, it is that deep. Because what is funny about making a sexual joke or implying some sort of sexual innuendo on a product meant to help children get better? Where is the joke in that? Someone please fill me in.
It is just so wild how normalized it has become to the point where this is being put on the shelves. Kids should be protected, period.
Citizens are also taking matters into their own hands. Reagan Montanez, a first-time mom, started a Change.org petition to pressure regulators, including FTC, to investigate Frida's marketing for using adult innuendos around babies and toddlers and hold them accountable. So far, over 29,000 people have signed the petition. Frida's marketing isn't the only questionable thing about the brand. There's something else that's concerning. But before we go down that rabbit hole, let's see how Frida responded. Yes, Frida was erasing their digital footprint. Aside from their controversial posts now vanishing, Frida was also covering their tracks on their website. Their Meet the Team page now turns up as an error, but archives show at least 160 employees. People drew special attention to the packaging team and marketing team for approving such controversial concepts, calling them sick and twisted. TikToker and mother Grace Pennington also claimed Frida wiped their website's product page of any dark humor.
But I went to their website because I was like, how did I miss this? And I was looking through their website. A ton of inappropriate marketing, even on their website, now it's 5:30. And all of the stuff that I was seeing literally 3 hours ago is gone. Like, they took the tub off of their website. They took the thermometer off their website. They took the nasal aspirator off their website. All of the things that had like really inappropriate marketing behind it is now off their website.
Some claimed Frida was deleting comments on Instagram and turning comments off on TikTok, which only caused more upset. Disturbing that they did that rather than a response. Instead, another baby gear brand, Safety First, took this moment to throw some shade and stand out as an alternative. They wrote, "We'll stay in our lane, helping babies," while showing off similar products in a TikTok video. And after a viewer commented, "Yes, no innuendos needed, just happy, healthy babies," the brand threw some more shade at Frida, responding, "It's that simple." The video received thousands of compliments for being a safe space and many mothers voiced that they'd be switching over. But it wouldn't be long before the pressure caught up to Frida. By February 12th and 13th, Frida began clearing the air, first by answering a concerned mother's email with a dismissive tone. Frida has always used humor to talk about stuff no one else wants to. The goal is to make hard or awkward moments feel a little less heavy. That said, humor is personal. What's funny to one parent can feel too much to another. We're never trying to offend. Our products are for babies, but our voice is for grown-ups, buying and using them. Then by repeating those same points in a statement to New York Post, but adding, importantly, our tone is never separate from our product. The humor we use is always grounded in a specific feature, benefit, or innovation, a reflection of the real problem we are solving for families. We will continue to evaluate how we express our voice so that our commitment to families is unmistakable and our tone always meets the moment. While most people weren't happy with Frida's responses, it's giving "I'm sorry you feel this way, but I still think it should be boycott." So selling baby products is for our humor? There were some who didn't think there was a problem to begin with, making comments like these. To me, it's just adult humor aimed at exhausted parents. It's not like your child can read it. Their packaging has always made me laugh, even when I really want to cry from postpartum exhaustion. Some people even flip the blame on the customers.
Don't take offense to it. The gas spur thingy, tap that gas. When I read that, I don't think about something with my child. I honestly think the people who are reading into this, you're the perverts. You are the sick-minded ones. I'm just gonna say it like it is.
But these conflicting views caused outrage online, especially in a time where a lot of high-profile people are being exposed as predators, or as one user put it, the world is desensitizing children and adults to making it seem okay to sexualize children. In case you haven't watched the news lately, it is hurting someone, our children. From Disney to Epstein to little jokes like this, it makes it seem okay to mix baby products and sexual content together. I feel like we live in a world now where kids are programmed to grow up too early, and there are so many creeps out there. It's just not necessary for Frida to do this, and it's gross. And the argument that babies can't read and that the jokes are funny were quickly torn apart. They can't read, so you can do whatever. They can't defend themselves, so you can do whatever, huh? So the image that your husband should have in his head while using a rectal thermometer on his child is that that's the closest he will ever get to a threesome on his child. That's funny. Several survivors of CSA also chimed in explaining, I was SA'd when I was 7, 16, 25. Not funny. I'm tired of this. Not on kids' products. It's like saying it's okay. I was SA'd by my father when I was a child. He used to make these jokes my entire childhood. This is not okay and it's not funny. Furthermore, people made it clear that it's not that adult innuendos are off limits entirely. In fact, many enjoy them on the Frida Mom products. But when it comes to Frida Baby, this was a big no. As backlash continued, Frida appeared to make another response on Instagram nearly 2 weeks later, writing, This past week reminded us that intention matters, but impact matters more. When we miss the mark, we don't turn away. We listen, we learn, and we evolve. We are actively retiring select legacy assets and refining our tone moving forward to make sure it always meets the moment. We will always be bold enough to tell the truth about what parenting really looks like, but we are also humble enough to know we are growing right alongside you. Parenthood is work in progress, so are we. This only made things worse, and commenters quickly called them out again. Accountability includes naming the mistake and saying sorry. It's okay to flat out use the words, "we're sorry" in 2026. It's not a corporate faux pas. You were just patting yourselves for taking in the feedback. Frida even started responding to these callouts with what appeared like an automated response. You're right to have expected better from us. We're working on it. Now, let's go beyond what social media is seeing and dig deep into Frida's history. There are 2 categories we'll look into, but let's start with product issues that point to a broader pattern of poor judgment from Frida. Number 1. The Smile Frida Tooth Hugger Toothbrush. In 2019, a customer voiced concern with mold growing inside the head of the openable toothbrush. By 2020, the toothbrush was recalled by the FDA and Health Canada for misuse causing deterioration and, in rare cases, a fracture exposing a small metal piece inside the brush head. Number 2. The Windy Gas Passer. A pediatrician explained that the Windy is not necessary because babies usually learn to pass gas and poop on their own. Windy just forces it out temporarily and can slow that natural learning process if you rely on it. And UK public health guidance pages also warned the public to speak to healthcare professionals before using the device due to limited evidence supporting effectiveness, and also listed potential concerns including bleeding, pain, infection risk, and masking other conditions. Frida, on the other hand, states, the Windy cannot harm your baby if used as instructed, but as evidenced by comments like these, where confused customers confidently tell other buyers that the Windy is a multiple-use product, not everyone is using it correctly. Number 3. The 3-in-1 thermometer. In 2023, a mother named Melissa Massey sent out a warning.
This product should absolutely be recalled, and if you own this, please save yourself and your child the stress and throw it away.
She told her story of how it falsely detected a dangerously high fever on her 19-month-old son.
We spent the night in the ER with my 19-month-old son who had a 105-degree fever.
When they arrived at the ER, his tests came back as a normal cold. Melissa later confirmed this was a common error with the product.
and I was floored at the amount of reviews of similar stories of families going to the ER and the hospital and doctor's offices because their child was running such a high fever, running tests for no reason other than the fact that this thermometer is faulty and reads multiple degrees off.
Number 4, the Frida Mom Lotion and Body Moisturizer. In 2024, Frida Baby received a 60-day notice with intent to sue. The filing alleged that a Frida Mom lotion and body moisturizer contained diethanolamine, DEA, which is a known carcinogen. The products were found in Marshalls and TJX with no clear California Prop 65 warning on it. And products weren't the only thing Frida had poor judgment with, so were their connections. In 2018, Frida Baby partnered with Chrissy Teigen, a collab that didn't feel accidental. We're talking about the same Chrissy who was caught tweeting inappropriately about children, such as claiming she thought a baby looked like an adult actress, saying time to get my PDF on when talking about a child's water park, saying she feels like a PDF in a child's space, feeling attracted to children in revealing clothing, wanting to watch kids give birth, discussing essaying a teen, and wanting to send explicit text to a child. While Chrissy's product, the Frida Mom Washer, was designed for adults, people argued the pairing still raised a bigger question. Since Chrissy's comments about children were public, why was Frida, a family brand, comfortable working with her at all? And finally, one of the more disturbing finds. In 2020, SC Johnson acquired Frida, the parent company of Frida Baby. Why is this disturbing? Well, Kurt Johnson, the heir to SC Johnson, was accused of SAing his teen stepdaughter over a 3-year period, starting when she was 12 years old. Prosecutors later reduced the charges, not because he was cleared, but because they could not get the victim's cooperation and records needed to pursue the original case. He still pleaded guilty in 2014 to reduced charges, including 4th-degree SA, and was sentenced to 4 months in jail. So Kurt Johnson was formally charged in 2011, 9 years before SC Johnson acquired Frida. Knowing this, why did Frida still move forward with the deal? Partnerships with controversial characters like Chrissy Teigen and Kurt Johnson only fueled more criticism towards Frida. So as Frida's statements seem to promise change, only time will tell whether they can undo a call-out they fully earned. For now, many people are starting to realize just how much inappropriate content has been normalized around children in media and consumer products. And once they notice it, they can't unsee it. And more importantly, can't ignore it. As one internet user said, we should not get desensitized to anything sexual when it comes to minors and children. While you're here, check out our other video analyzing a pop star's connection to the Epstein files and how he may have been victimized. Another story that left many people rethinking what was overlooked in plain sight. And consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. Your support means a lot to us and helps us continue to create videos like these.